Oh, hi. You caught us in the midst of playing with nature again, although that's a reasonable facsimile of a duck. So, hi, welcome to another edition of Cal's World, where we explore the swirling universe known as Cal's World. And I was going to have two guests today, but Leslie Cotemanche, and she was on a show earlier, a couple of years ago, when we had the snakes, and we had some spiders and things on turtles. But she's a naturalist, and she's doing a rescue of an animal this evening. So she had to beg out at the last minute. But the good thing is we have a 15 to 16 minute video segment we're going to run featuring Leslie Cotemanche, the naturalist. So that's going to stand alone and we're going to watch it. But I also have here Dennis Worth. Now, I don't know if people are familiar with comedy on the Nobo region on the North Shore and in Greater Boston, and but Dennis Worth is probably worthwhile, as we say.
That's what they tell me.
So welcome to the show, and after we run the video, we're going to let Dennis give a little bit of his unusual views of life.
It's a little, I got a warped sense of humor, they'd say. Sure, yeah, a little.
And since we have a very small audience tonight, I think you can introduce them. One of them is a kin, I understand.
I got Mom's here. She's my #1 fan. My mom, Adrienne Worth, and her good friend Louise.
You know, if you just turned around and looked at that camera, McCullough
that camera shot,
turn around
like
and
I love
look
being
at that
on
camera.
camera.
Well, okay then. McCullough would have. So anyway, thanks for being here. I just want to give some credit tonight to the audio person. We've got Dahlia again.
Thank you, Dahlia.
She's a member of LCTV, and we've got Jeff Graham staffing the cameras again.
Thanks, Jeff.
And this is my usual pitch. Come down, join LCTV, and you can become part of the crew too. Get your feet wet, produce your own show, and I pledge to help you out too. Because you always need staffers to do the sound, and well, we do special effects around here sometimes. Anyway, because McCullough now is getting the 16 or so minute video ready, and it stands alone. We're going to discuss it a little bit afterward, but Leslie Cotemanche and myself went out maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and we were examining potential vernal pools. Now, vernal pools are those places, indentations in the woods that fill up in the springtime, and there's all kinds of creatures, woodland creatures, that come back and establish themselves. Tree frogs are one, fairy shrimp, a few other ones, specific ones that the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, if they find them there, deems it an official vernal pool. Now, the important thing about that is, once the state of Massachusetts considers something and designates it a real vernal pool, it helps preserve that area against irresponsible encroachment and development around it. And we have so little...
Keeps the builders away. That's
well,
right.
not away, but in their place.
Right.
I mean, we all have to share what's left of our
nature,
planet.
sure.
Yeah. So anyway, since this runs about 16 minutes, and it's pretty lively, it's pretty interesting, and we're just going to sit here and have some popcorn.
Thank you, sir.
So I'm going to eat this, and you ladies can have some popcorn, and we got some iced tea. So, McCullough, why don't you run the CD, or whatever we got that on? Did that date me? Anyway, he's going to run it, and we're going to enjoy it and talk about it afterward. How's that?
Let's do it.
All right.
I'm Leslie Cotemanche, and we're at an undisclosed place in Salem, Lynn, Peabody, bordering all three cities. And this is a typical vernal pool. Right now it's iced over, but there's life underneath it that is ready to erupt when it gets to be above 40 degrees and after a nice, healthy, soaking rain. The amphibians that are upland will come back to their pool. They'll do their calling. That's what you hear in the spring. The peepers, the wood frogs, American toads, they'll all come here and they'll begin their mating. And right now it looks pretty dead, frozen, but in just a few more weeks when we come back, you're going to hear all the life. And it's just a fabulous, wonderful, lively chorus. Thank you.
What'd you find, Leslie?
Oh, well, we're at another potential vernal pool, and right now what we do see are, if you can come down to these are called snow fleas. They look like little black pieces of ash almost.
I can see them moving.
Oh yeah, they're jumping. They come out in the snow too, and
They look like caviar.
Oh my gosh, you're right. That's what they look like, caviar.
Clusters of eggs.
Right, but they're all separate, and it's iced over. But you notice how wonderfully clear the water is in a vernal pool, and that clarity is so important to the creatures that are under there right now, in the leaf litter and in the mud. They're all going to be coming alive within next couple of weeks.
Fascinating.
Maybe a couple of days. I can't wait to come back.
I guess it just needs a good day of sunshine directly on warming these pools up, right, Leslie?
Well, yeah, and it's also triggered by the daylight. That's a sure thing too.
The amount of hours in the circadian rhythm of...
Exactly.
Everything's a natural cycle, isn't it, Leslie?
Yep.
Isn't nature wonderful?
Everything is so timed perfectly. They can't rely on the weather because that fluctuates too much. So they do have to rely on the amount of light.
I understand that's how leaves know when to turn color too.
Right.
It's not so much temperature, although that's contributing factors.
Right.
The hard frost, etc. But it's really the amount of time in the day.
The light. Yep.
Everything is a matter of everything's a matter of circadian rhythms.
Oh, there are a lot of these. These are called snow fleas. These black little things here.
Wow, I can't wait another few weeks when we're out here in this when the vernal pools start to erupt.
It's so exciting.
These are part of your world, aren't they?
They are part of my world.
You're protecting more than fun.
Tell us about this one over here.
Leslie, you're cute.
Oh yeah. This one here I call Kettle Pond. I named it Kettle Pond because it looks like a kettle pond. A kettle pond was formed with glacial debris. A big boulder formed it, depressed it, and then the ice took it away and left a deep, deep pond.
Gee, I always thought it was Paul Bunyan.
Oh, well, yeah, well, it could have been.
That's lore, I know. I'm continue with reality.
But this pool is very active. We don't think it's a vernal pool. A vernal pool has to have obligate species, it's called. It has to have wood frogs, fairy shrimp, and salamanders. There's salamanders in here, but not the specific ones for a vernal pool. Yeah, and there's caddisfly in there, and also it can't have fish. A vernal pool can't support fish.
I see.
Fish will eat the eggs of these things.
Now, just why is it important to identify vernal pools?
Well, because oftentimes they're dry. When they dry, you don't know that is a vernal pool, and a developer will build over it, and the creatures come back to their nascent pool, their pool of birth, and they find that it's gone, and you lose a whole generation of amphibians that way. And certification affords them some protection.
Thank you for enlightening and making us more aware of this.
Sure.
Hey, what's this stuff? This little orange stuff mixed in with the green. Let me move back here for scale. See, it's very tiny. What do you think it is, Leslie?
I don't know. We'll take a picture of it and then check our field guide.
It's not a new growth of that lichen, is it?
I didn't see it.
It almost looks like some de-icer or something.
No, it's growing out of there, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it has roots.
This green lichen
It has a white
is
root.
what they thought at one time might be the most advanced life on Mars.
Yeah.
Leslie, tell us a little about erratic boulders and the glacier of 10 years ago. Here's one right over here.
10 years ago?
10,000 years ago, excuse ago. 10,000 years ago we were under a sheet of ice. Tell us about erratic boulders, Leslie.
Well, from what I remember of my geology courses in junior high, low those many years ago, they were the boulders at the glacial deposits that they left. The biggest one is in Madison, New Hampshire, actually.
Wow.
Madison Boulder. It's
How big
huge.
is that one?
It's like a house, bigger than a house. And there's one in Lynn called Phaeton Rock.
I see. I remember
They're
that.
called dolmens when they're situated on other rocks.
We have one in here that's the size of half a house.
Yes.
Yeah, we have photos of that.
Yep.
And then there's other huge ones around it.
Yeah, Union Rock up in Lynn Woods is probably one.
Right.
That's a good one to
So 10,000 years ago, the spot we're standing on in much of New England was under a mile of ice, I understand, and it gradually,
Receded.
and that's what left
Scoured
behind
everything.
boulders like that, which might have been picked up in another location up in Canada and inched its way down over thousands of years. And I understand that's why Cape Cod and Long Island are where they are.
Ah,
It's called terminal moraine. But maybe Cal's World will do a whole different show on
that.
terminal moraines.
Yes. You need another expert on that. I'm not on that.
I'll call my geo people.
All right. I just wanted to point out something else. Down here on the ground, this white, all here, over there, that's called, and even up there,
Oh, I see.
that's called whitewash. And when a hawk or an owl is roosting, that's, that's their
Right here.
debris or scat.
Really?
But it's called whitewash. And that's evidence of owls in the area.
I remember a little ditty when I was a kid. Little seagull in the sky, please don't drop no whitewash in my eye. Is this? That's what that is.
It's whitewash, yeah.
Maybe we'll find a hawk feather on our way.
Hawk feather.
So when you
Good
when you,
Native American name. Better than turkey scat.
So when you see this whitewash, always try to look up and see if you see a nest or a roosting bird.
Not to mention the fact you might want to see it coming.
Right.
Isn't it wonderful in
Birds?
Cal's World?
Bird's the word.
Joy to the world. Right. So you think it's a joy. When you go out into the woods, it's always a good idea to bring a plastic trash bag with you because it's always good to bring out more than you bring in for people that like litter. Now I just found this. I found two more. So always feel free to bring in a bag and cart out what other people bring in. Be green.
No, pine, no, there's some type of pine
Is that
needles.
pine?
What kind of pine is this? It's very nice.
White pine, they said.
White pine.
White
And I
pine.
see you're chewing it.
Oh, just. I'm like a Native American. Our spirits are violated when we're on camera.
Yeah, but tell me why you were chewing that. Is it good for you? Does it keep you?
Oh, I'm just showing off.
Does it keep you regular? White pine doesn't taste very good. Kind of turpentine-y.
Leslie, there's a big deer right over there.
And then you'll never know when you'll see wildlife in the woods. There's a deer.
It's just
two of them. Two deer, 100 feet away from us.
Over there.
There they are. Ah, yes.
Might be a third or fourth round.
And we're back in the woods. Right now I can hear some of the peepers. It's springtime in full now. The robins are making their final calls for the night. The colors are beautiful. There's 2 ducks in the pond. It is a wonderful, wonderful night, and we're gonna go exploring. Come with us. It's great. The last of the sun. It's twilight right now. We're at a babbling brook right now, and now is the time to find the nocturnal creatures. Turn on my headlight. I hope it works. Oh, there it is. And there we go. Come on. Oh, we hear the peepers. And then in the distance is a whippoorwill calling. Let's go look. Let's go look.
Action.
There are some species that are attracted to the light, and that's what we're looking for right now.
So you just shine it down into the pool, Leslie?
Yeah, it's going to be a real concentrated light,
Oh, I see.
and they're attracted to it for some reason. They're called fairy shrimp, and they are in vernal pools, and that's what we're hoping to find tonight. We'd also like to hear some wood frogs. We don't hear any yet. Oh, what's that? Oh, no. Wood frogs sound like sort of like ducks quacking, and that's their call in the spring. And we'd like to try to hear those as well.
And when you find fairy shrimp, what do you have to do?
Well, what we have to do is I have a net, and I put water, pool water, in my container, and we have to get 5 fairy shrimp in one container
I see.
to show that there's a viable population of fairy shrimp in a specific pool. And then they are placed back in.
So it's catch and release for
Oh,
the
yeah.
specimens.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Very,
Okay. I was
very.
wondering about that.
Very gently, we put them back in, and you have to use the pool water because the temperature of the water is very important.
So this is in like a little Tupperware thing, and look what we found. But what did I scoop up?
I believe that's a leech.
Oh, how pleasant.
Oh,
It's like 4
look at
inches
him.
long.
Oh,
Look at him go. He's fun to watch. You sure wouldn't want to go wading in here, huh?
wow, look at how he expands. It, or he, or she, or whatever. I think he wants to get out. You got him?
So that's a leech.
I'm pretty sure, or it could be,
Just for scale, let me get your hand in the picture. That's your hand.
yeah.
And this is just anybody's old Gladware. So that's about a 3-inch leech.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, do I get to name it after me?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, now we catch and release. Hey, look. Fiddleheads. Those are, what, Boston ferns that haven't quite opened yet, right?
Yeah, they haven't unfurled yet.
So if you break those off at the top, they're a delicacy.
Yeah, you can saute them, little olive oil, butter, and they're delicious.
Amazing. And they're just growing out here in the pool.
Yep, this is the time to eat them.
Josh! 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 Just my little homage to Blair Witch. Now, back to the vernal pools. So, this is success. With this net, we went in and found 5 of these. Now, what are these?
These are caddis flies, and they make this little tubular home for themselves out of leaves,
Oh, I see.
and this is their larval stage. Those little
Amazing.
the little critters, they carry around their little home. And
Oh, I see. So the critter was really that little thing coming out of that
right,
tube.
yes,
That's why they blend in so well with
Yep.
their surroundings. They look just like a twig.
it's called a cigar caddisfly. And there's also log cabin caddisfly.
Amazing.
And they actually look like log cabins. They make their little house. So we've got 5 here. I'm going to take a picture and submit that to the state, the National Heritage and Endangered Species. These aren't endangered, but they just show that this pool here is, oh, don't fight, you guys, is important. So
They must be siblings. They have sibling rivalry.
oh, they are fighting. Oh, we better
We
take
better
a picture.
put them back
yeah.
in the water, huh?
Okay, yeah.
Amazing.
You guys were on safari, but no, I'm a big Eagles fan, and I know Don Henley, he was trying to save, I think it's Walden Woods right here in Massachusetts. And, geez, he set up a foundation to save our glacier. It formed a pond there, and you guys are doing about the same thing on a smaller level right there. I mean, trying to save nature there. That was some good stuff.
I had to point out that there's a colleague of Leslie's and mine, Katerina Kadonis, and she actually, when I gave her a little sample on a 3x5 card, she came up with my Cal's World logo. This is her colors.
There you go.
We decided on the red to be the closest we could to our favorite red, Cherokee red from Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Water Home. So she took that and took the concept and turned it into the logo. But she's also a naturalist, and we went out and that was a friend of ours, Bill, that was out chewing on the pine.
The camera shy guy, Bill?
Well, he was just chewing, and I said, "What are you chewing?" And he was absent-minded about it.
You're almost like the crocodile hunter there. You should, after everything, you should have said, "That's marvelous. We found a leech. That's marvelous."
During the daytime shots, that was only 2 weeks before the evening shot. So you see there was still a little bit of ice around the edges of the pond. And then it warmed up, and it takes those warm days warming the pool to get it just as nice.
But that would surely be a shame if somebody came in and built a house on top of all that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and ruin that kind of nature.
That's why we try to stay a little bit ahead.
That's right.
Now, that's a little bit about nature and life. I think, Dennis, maybe if you want, you can kind of tell us a little bit about life in general through your eyes. How's that?
Sure, I would absolutely love to.
All right.
Let's do it.
Jeff, just follow them on over. We're doing this organic tonight.
All right. Can you see me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
It's like the Verizon guy. No, I know what everybody out there in TV land's wondering, you know, did this guy eat his last audience? Well, no. Cal was nice enough to provide popcorn, so the studio audience is safe. I'm not going to eat anybody, you know, but I'm your average big guy, you know. My doctor said, you know, you got to go on a diet, you know, and I tried this, you know, eating healthy meals thing, and I got about a week in eating healthy meals when I realized that eating healthy meals is kind of like making love for the first time. You just get started and it's over. But no, I'm glad he provided a little bit of meals down here, right? I was going to stop to get something to eat on the way down. I was going to stop at McDonald's. I got close, saw a sign over 1 billion served daily, so I just kept driving by because I hate waiting in long lines. Oh, man. Get out of there. Figure I go to Burger King. Burger King's slogan is "We do it your way." Thought that was a cool slogan, right? We do it your way. So I figured I'd put that slogan to the test. I went into Burger King. Lady came to the counter, said, "Can I take your order?" I said, "At my house, my girlfriend cooks me a hamburger topless. I eat it till we make love on the kitchen table." Long story short, Burger King does not do it your way. It's just a bunch of baloney, man, right there. I got questions, man, you know. If a midget goes mini golfing, would that be considered regular golf? I don't know. Those are the questions I have right there, man. I got some Domino's pizza the other night. You know, their slogan is 30 minutes or less. I don't know if you're impressed with that, right? 30 minutes or less. I know I'm personally better than Domino's 30-minute guarantee because my girlfriend's nickname for me is the Minute Man.
Dennis, I think your mic's on the floor.
Oh, well.
I don't know if it's been picking you up.
Can you hear me now?
This has been one heck of a
This has been a heck of an episode. That's all right, man. I wonder things. Got some Chinese food the other night. You guys like Chinese food in TV land, okay? I like it just a little bit, no. No, I love Chinese food, man, but the Chinese are messing with us, I'll tell you why. My town, anyway. I ordered a delivery. They came to my house, okay? I ordered lobster sauce. I got it. It had pork and no lobster in it. I ordered an egg roll. I got it. It had cabbage and no egg in it. I ordered some crab rangoons. I got them. They had cream cheese and no crab in it. So I paid them with a check to a bank account that had no money in it. Oh. I said, two can play at this game, man, all right? But they got the best of me in the end, though, because I opened up my fortune cookie and it said, "Do you know where your cat is?" So, you know, if you eat at some of the Chinese food restaurants I do, what are you going to do, right? I don't even know, man. I got questions, you know. If Pamela Anderson was on the Titanic, would she have lived? I don't know, you know. If you go to a strip club, why is there a cover charge? I don't know. If you work in a bank and you get it on with a coworker after hours, could you be fired for having safe sex? I don't know. These are the things that I wonder. But big Celtics fan. Celtics are in the playoffs right now, and one of my favorite Celtics of all time. And he only came in at the end of his career, but Shaquille O'Neal. I absolutely love this guy. You get an interview with Shaq, and he'd be like, "All right, are you gonna fake the funk on a nasty dunk when you come into Shaq's house? Let me tell you right here at the Boston Garden, man. Kobe ain't got nothing on the Shaq. You messing with Shaq, you in the house. Let me tell you right now." But now he's doing TNT. If you tune in Shaq, he's in TNT, and he loves to argue about everything. And I know if you do TNT, they send you to like speech therapy classes, and you go to these speech therapy classes, and they do tongue twisters to help you talk on TV. But I could picture him arguing, doing the tongue twisters. Okay, Shaq, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Okay, I don't know why Peter Piper gonna take a peck of a pickle, man. I don't know who eats a peck of a pickle. You know what I'm saying? I get a pickle, I eat the whole pickle, man. I don't eat a peck. Unless you don't like the pickle, I say eat a little peck, but man, you're gonna eat a pickle, man. You eat the whole peck, Shaq, Sally sells seashells on the seashore. Okay, well, if if I'm already at the seashore, I'm going to get my own shells. I'm not going to buy any from Sally. I don't know why Sally's selling them on the seashore, because you can just get your own shells out on the seashore. You don't have to buy Sally's shells. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying, man. But I love it, man. I love Tommy Heinsohn. I don't know if you've ever seen this guy before, but he gets so into it. He's a Celtic freak, and he gets into oh my God, look at this. It's almost a foul. This is a foul. I can't believe it. This is ridiculous. There's blood on the floor. They're going to call it a hot foul against the Celtics. I can't believe it. But I thought as he get older, he should hip-hop it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Get the younger generation involved. Tommy hip-hops it up, right? Paul Pierce can drive the lane. He's so good that it's insane. This is ridiculous. Robert Parrish, they call the chief. He's so good, I'm in disbelief. This is ridiculous. Kevin McHale can score in the post. He's the one we love the most. This is ridiculous. Larry Bird is the best of all time. He's so good, it blows my mind. If you need a win, then you will find. This is ridiculous. I'm Dennis Worth. You guys have been great. Thank you, McHale, for having me on.
Thanks, Dennis.
Thank
We're
you,
gonna
sir.
have you back.
Appreciate it.
You already understand you're a friend of Patty Punch's, a colleague.
Yeah,
She was on a few weeks ago.
She's a good friend of mine. Good comic.
We had some leftover Friday the 13th stuff happen on the set tonight, but that's what Cal's World's all about. We keep it organic and we keep it funky. But until next time, in every way and every day, keep loving Lynn.